I get a rush of pleasure every time normal people fight against the modern version of soccer moms, which are commonly known as social justice activists that have nothing better to do than to spend all their time on Twitter judging other people, especially when it happens in gaming. Like, I have been a gamer since all my life. Like, when I came out of the birth canal, I had a controller in my hand, and when the doctor wanted to cut my umbilical cord, I said, please do not cut the connection because I'll get lag. Like, that is the type of person I've been. And throughout all of my experience, my lived experience, I have noticed that gaming unites people. I mean, when I was playing World of Warcraft in the guild, I had a Muslim woman, I had a person from Greece, I had several people from the UK. Like, it was all over the place. People that were religious, atheists, didn't matter. You know, like, we were just there to play World of Warcraft. We didn't care about social issues. We didn't care about any of this nonsense. And it's quite interesting because the only time I heard people complain were from the outside. Basically, people saying that if you play video games when you're 20 years old, you're immature. Like, when are you going to grow up and stop playing games? Because games are for children. That's the type of criticism that I got. And maybe you would get like a religious fanatic or two that would say video games leads to violence or some shit like that. But like those were attacks from the outside. It was never from within the community. Nowadays, the community of whatever video game you might want is being split open like an ass cheek by these social justice wankers that always claim they're for inclusion, but miracle happens that in a community where no one was excluded, now is the social justice activists that are like the ones deciding to separate the wheat from the chaff. Like, the argument seems to be that in a community there are people that are exclusionary, like gatekeepers they call them. And because of them, more people wouldn't want to join that community. Even though, like, I've never heard the argument. I've never heard the arguments like, I really want to get into World of Warcraft, but those goddamn Trump supporters are there, and they're keeping me out. It's like, how the fuck can anyone keep you out from playing a video game, you moron? Like, you just purchase it from the company and fucking play it. Like, there is nothing in the world that can prevent you from doing that. It's insane. And even if we were to assume that there are some misogynists out there that are keeping women from gaming, what is to stop women from just getting together and play video games by themselves? If that was the reality, like if that was the actual issue, wouldn't there be like women-only clubs everywhere? Shut up, Kitty, I'm excluding you from the conversation. But anyway, no, like the people that are the gatekeepers are the ones with actual powers, like corporations, journalists. You know, like, these are the gatekeepers of the industry if you really want to go there. The moderators of a forum, like people with actual tangible power. And most of these people suffer from a brain disease that I would like to call it Californication. Like, they're from California now, and they come with this brain rot that they're spreading throughout all of these communities. Case in point, Games Workshop. Like, I have never heard the idea that someone was excluded from buying Game Workshop product. But yea and behold, you have the corporation saying that they stand for inclusion, but it's like, you know, it's like the same thing. It's like, I stand for free speech, but I'm not a racist, but, you know, it's like a but that's a problem with. Like, if you go up to a leftist and you say, I'm not a racist, but, is he going to take you seriously? Why the fuck do you think I'm going to take you seriously if you're going to be, I'm for inclusion, but? So now they make this statement that if you're a bigot, whatever the fuck that means, you're not allowed, like, you're not going to be missed. Basically, like, they don't want bigot dollars. Because now there's two currencies in the world. You have, like, normal dollars, I guess, and bigot dollars. And bigot dollars are worth less or so. I genuinely don't understand how these people want to do business, but whatever, you know? But now on every single goddamn forum you go, everywhere you go to talk about Warhammer, places that used to be a tight community, and everyone was together and they were talking about the hobby, well, now you have to pass a purity test. When it's like, what type of Warhammer influencers do you watch on YouTube? Who do you speak with? Who do you vote for? Like, shit, social issues that have jack shit to do with Warhammer are now being stuffed down people's throats. and you have people being banned from forums and kicked from forums for shit that has absolutely nothing to do with Warhammer. It's like, if you're a person that behaves, keeps politics to yourself or whatever, but you happen to be a Trump supporter, well, now you get kicked from the forum because of wrong thing. Like, there's a Charles Xavier as a moderator wanting to probe your brain to see if you're good enough to be in their fucking community. And this is all at Games Workshop's behest. So, when Arch Warhammer tells people, it's like, look, if you don't like this, just send them a fucking email. Send them an email and voice your concern, because honestly, they should. Like, people should voice their concern. I want things to be the way they were. No one was excluded. Name me the person that was excluded. Name me the names of the people that were excluded, because I can name you the names of people that are excluded after Game Workshop decided to drink from the tism. So, now people are writing emails, and in response, I guess the Game Workshop website for customer support has been taken offline. Isn't that interesting? And we need to pretend that we don't notice what's actually happening. Arch Warhammer is one of the few people that are criticizing Game Workshop products. Like, when they're good, he's going to say they're good. When they're bad, he's going to say they're bad. And he is quite influenced. He is quite an influencer. He got over 100,000. I think he's getting like 200,000 people watching his channel. I don't care what he does in his free time. I don't care if he sacrifices little bunnies to Cthulhu. I don't give a flying fuck. All the thing that I care about is what he puts on his YouTube channel. That's what I'm interested in. What he does outside of YouTube, none of my fucking business, none of my concern. Okay? Like, if he wants to join the rings with the other villains and summon Captain Pollution, that's on him. I don't care. All I care about is his videos entertaining? Is he informing me that Age of Sigmar is shit? And I guess that's what Games Workshop doesn't like. The fact that Age of Sigmar is shit. And they didn't like him for quite a while. Like, you get to notice this trend of these big multi-million-dollar corporations. They only like the people that suck their cock. Like, if you're going to say that their product are good and their product are beautiful and wonderful and all the witchy-kushinas in the world, oh, then they don't care about what you do. Then they support you. If you say something bad about them, well, if you're quite the influencer, then they're going to go through your social media, they're going to go through your discourse, they're going to go through everything you said online to find like 4 or 5 things you said in jest and say that, oh no, just create a picture of this person being the bringer of the Fourth Reich, and if you watch him, you're a bad person and you need to be banned from the Fourth. Like, this is what it's all about. That's the division that they want to create on the internet. Okay? Like, this is such a genius idea on how to get rid of corporate criticism by making sure that the people that are criticizing you become unheard, because you wouldn't want to listen to a bigot now, would you? Like, let me give you an example how corporations work if you're that retarded that you haven't figured it out by now. I remember when Xbox One came out, a lot of people were really pissed off about it because it had online-only functionality. You couldn't play it offline. You couldn't trade games with your friend. You couldn't even choose not to buy the Kinect, which was spyware. Like, they even said that they had this freaky little webcam that would be always on and would monitor your heart rate and your breathing in order to see when you're excited, when you're playing a game. The thing they wanted to do was to aggregate that information and sell it to game developers. Like, I'm sorry, bitch, but I don't like being monetized that way. I don't like, I don't care about the privacy, because I'm pretty sure you don't care about how I make my girlfriend moan while I fuck her on the couch in front of the Xbox. And I'm pretty sure the guy from Microsoft doesn't care about that shit. No, but what he wants to do is he wants to take my private details, compile them into some aggregate, and monetize them. So basically, they want to monetize me. Now, I have no problem if you want to monetize me, you twat, but give me some of that cash. Give me some of that revenue, and I'll allow it. I'll allow it to monetize. I'll put my fat cock in front of the camera, and you can see how it throbs when I play a video game and sell that to a game developer. You greedy sick sons of bitches. But, like, here's the thing, right? People were complaining about this. They didn't like this shit, so they took it on the forum, right? And then whenever someone would say something like Xbox One is retarded, they would ban that person. Because, oh my god, you're making fun of people that have a stumped mental growth, la 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 la. Concern trolling from the corporation. Like, they would go out of their way to just start, like, you could write a 100-line paragraph explaining why Xbox One is wrong, but because you'd use the F word or you'd use the word retarded or something like that, they would just shut down the entire thing. And we don't stand for hate speech here. And after a lot of people got banned for it, the mods decided, since we can't have a civilized conversation about this, we decided to not allow any sort of criticism towards Xbox One. Oh, isn't that fucking convenient? Isn't that just magically convenient for the company? Isn't that interesting? But you know what? When enough people started complaining, when enough people started bringing their grievances, Microsoft started backpedaling like a motherfucker. Like, I haven't seen people backpedal so fast since companies started supporting BLM, and BLM said, yeah, we want to abolish Israel and free Palestine. And then you see FIFA going, you know, like just backpedaling, like, that's how they're doing it. Because the only way these companies understand is if you bring your moral outrage through an email, a well-written email, one that is very polite, and don't give them like all of these bullshit where you use words that you know they don't like. No, just very calm, nicely written email where you tell them in a very nice way that they should go fuck themselves, but without using the actual words. You know, like that's how you do it. And apparently, yes, it's successful. Now, if they want to take down their support page, that's fine. I'll tell Arch, you know what? Maybe they need some paper email. Like, maybe show them that when people are so fucking dedicated in order to just take a stand against this bigotry and division in the gaming community that they want to stuff down your throat, then maybe things will change. Because they have changed with other companies in the past, and maybe they're going to change with this. So I fully support this shit. No, you should write the emails. You should be upset if you legitimately are a customer for Games Workshop. And you should let them know how they feel. There is no, we are for inclusion, but. No, you are for inclusion, period. How about that? No more buts.